점심 식사를 하고 오지는 않았어. 그대와 나눈 이야기가 사색에 잠기기 워낙 좋은 주제인지라. 그대도 누군가를 애도할 때는 응단 그러했겠지.
Interesting. Greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Mechamac. This is Let's Play Limbus Company during Walpurgis Night, Moon of Violet. In the last episode we completed the hard mode rush and we got our hands on the Pointillism Yi Sang. No, not Pointillism, on his Lobcore counterpart. So let's have a look at him. He has 3 plus 4, so he's going to roll a natural 11 even straight from base. I'm slightly not fond of everyone rolling natural 11s on skill 1. Because it's because of Arda Blossom's Star Battle. That one needs you to have a specific level of... you need to be able to roll a specific skill level. And now that we're pushing into 11 and 12 instead of 10, even if you have a matching skill affinity, it still won't be enough, and it's annoying. Consume 1 of Living and Departed both times. Consume 5 of Living and Departed. Inflict Butterfly equal to the amount consumed, and consume 1 again. Keep in mind that this won't stop him from clashing, it'll just cancel his skills when he tries to consume them, and he can't. Begin encounters with 10 of each. When consuming, select randomly between each. When inflicting Butterfly, inflict the same amount as they were consumed. When unit runs out of Living and Departed, cancel all subsequent coins and reload. When reloading or gaining, gain based on the SP. Chance to gain the Living versus chance to gain the Departed. So, the Living is the potency and the Departed is the count. So this gives us more of the count, this gives us more of the potency. So yeah, this basically means that the stuff that sticks around longer, the Living, is actually less likely to be reloaded if he's at positive SP. I guess that's kind of a balancing system to it, isn't it? Reload once per turn. Okay, uptie him to level 1. If sum is 6 or higher, gain coin power. On a clash win, inflict sinking count. If 6 or higher, coin power. Clash win, inflict 1 sinking count, so it's not enough to maintain the sinking on the target. When this unit gains sinking, Living and Departed, gain haste, but only during Gloom Resonance. Okay, boost his max speed to so he's rolling 3 to 8. Unlock skill 3. Base power for every 10 value of Living and Departed. So he gains 2 base power if he's at full capacity, I guess? Clash win, inflict 3 sinking count. Which still isn't enough to break even, oh dear. Consume 1, consume 6, consume all. And deal extra damage for the amounts they consumed, as well as inflict Butterfly. Inflict damage equal to all Butterfly on the target. Raise the base power of skill 1. Raise the coin power of skill 2.
과분한 선물을 등에 졌어. 갈곳 잃은 영혼들은 두 손에 꽉 쥐었어. 이제 우리는 어디로 나아가야 하겠어?
Goodbye now, a sorrow in you. Nay, I have rested well enough. Oft am I summoned for work, yet I despise it not. Thus there is no need for you to worry. An invisible bell resounds 2 pleasant high-pitched rings. The only sounds within the containment unit are the child's voice and the bell. You worry that I may be overstraining myself? Perhaps I would say that, were the current workload much worse than usual. yet it is as burdensome as it has always been, thus familiar, which in turn makes it rather passable. But the child replies as though he is engaged in a mutual conversation with something. It is likely that the abnormality with the head of a butterfly is directly transmitting its voice to this agent. In fact, I find this dialogue rather pleasant. A conversation with you seems to broaden my perspective on things. The abnormality chatting with the child is a rather difficult entity to manage. T-168, also known as Funeral of Dead Butterflies. Yeah, if memory serves, it would get upset if you went in with too low a justice stat or too high a fortitude stat. This abnormality is rather choosy about which employee gets to manage it. Those with an unjust heart find nothing but a waste of time conversing with it. And those that are rash of heart will quickly find themselves exhausted. That is what makes this child a most fitting employee to manage this abnormality. He has an appropriate amount of both a sense of justice and patience, and despite the fact he's suppressing the abnormality's impulses, he does it through a gentle method of engaging in mutual dialogue, not by force. The abnormality is probably intelligent enough to recognize that it is an attempt to manage it, but it does not allow it to bother him. Whichever was the case, it was rare to find an agent whose mind does not immediately crumble upon conversing with it. A dull sound of a bell echoes once. I was merely watching the butterfly resting upon the back of your hand. They are those with no place to return, thus are bound to rest upon you. Is that correct? Instead of a bell, the large butterfly atop the abnormality's head slowly flutters its wings. A behaviour equivalent to a nod, perhaps. Should you perish, will the butterflies flutter away again? As one sits, only to rise again. There is no easy way to comprehend what this child is saying. It is rather difficult to understand what he means. He should know that death is not a concept applicable to the abnormalities. But the clear, almost refreshing sound of the bell conveying that this work session yield a positive result. The abnormality quite enjoyed that response. Probably? Then I shall take my leave. Until next time, farewell. With that, the child exited the containment unit. He stands there for a moment, gladly enjoying that brief moment of respite. Still trapped in a daydream. Oh wait, no, that's... Still trapped in a daydream? Captain Ryoshu. Only to be awoken from his ruminations by the child with a cigarette in her mouth. Captain of the safety team. Treating abnormalities like they're people only complicated things. Don't make me SIT. I am only giving the impression of it. As you are well aware, this abnormality is... At least try to hide your grin when... We don't have time for this. Warning, Dawn of Violet warning, first warning trumpet activated, all suppression units in each department. An ordeal descends. Yes, it does. You're coming with me. I don't suppose there is any need for that. The child wields the guns imbued with butterflies and stands back to back with the captain. Things aren't going according to plan. What, pray tell, does in this company? Stay here and hold the line. If you survive but every single containment unit of this department falls, I'll kill you myself. Got that? That is a manner of death I would very much prefer to avoid. The child mutters with an exasperated frown while the butterfly bullets continue to blast from his guns. He'd grown into a very skilled employee over his time here, enough so that he could exchange a few banters with his colleague as he engaged in combat. Will you not assist, Captain? I'm headed to visit information team to pick up the bullets they moved from the middle layer. The bullets. I see now. The bullets must be the shield-type bullets the manager and the Sephiroth fire to protect us then. I prefer the bullet that bursts everything it touches. Isn't there true beauty in blast and annoying a co-worker's head apart? But I suppose the useful ones get to live. The control team captain ordered her men to move the bullet stock from the middle to the upper layer. For some information training purposes, she says. Is it Captain Faust of whom you speak? then the training cannot have been her purpose. Only an excuse to ensure we have access to the bullets. As that level of preparation appears rather unnecessary for ordeals of dawn, patently, a calamity of greater magnitude is nigh to unfold. It'll be a waste to use the bursting bullet on someone useful like you. I heard tale that the Sephiroth in charge of Captain Force's department maintains quite the dangerously high standard for her subordinates. Testing, can you hear me, upper layer employees? I'll be in charge of the operations for this ordeal, so please follow my directions. She can try to come up with something airtight, but she's not smart enough for that. The captain must have prepared those countermeasures for such emergencies. Yet the more complicated the structure of things, the greater the room it is for holes to go unnoticed. I mean all of you, training team, information team, and safety team. I know that our employees can handle this. I suppose she's not lying, considering that an employee who can't handle it is no employee at all in her eyes. With that, the captain spun around and disappeared into the other side of the hallway. Left alone, the child turns the muzzles of his handguns toward the violet creatures. Fruits of understanding, have you not lost your ways? He carries out his duty, firing butterflies as lost as his foes. I mourn you. Bloom and be the path for another one to follow. In solemn silence. And we have enough to uptie him fully. At 10, living and departed gain clash power. Coin power +1 for every value of sum of sinking and butterfly to a maximum of 2. Base power for every 5 living and departed to a maximum of 4. Deal 4% for every damage consumed by this skill. Gain shield equal to sum of both butterfly on selected target. After attack, if this unit killed with its skill, reload. Since we have the option to, give me this. Let's try and throw together a little sinking team here. Let's try and squeeze in an easy run here. Okay, give Captain to Ryoshu. He's saying in second place.
아니면 애도인가?
전가요? 다들 연장 챙기죠.
Sure, let's throw in a Wild Hunt Cliff as well.
잠수 준비 끝.
It'll give us a chance to see what Yi Seng can get up to. So this one is 3, that's the one we need to kill. Ooh, that's not the best roll there though. Rodian's probably the worst off here, but what can we do? We could do that! And then Rodian can instead use her attack, trying to whittle this guy down so he doesn't explode too quickly.
나아가주게.
먹어치워라.
Oh dear, that was not a good time to fail that roll. Yeah, their attacks are actually a lot better than we're prepared for. Yeah, Wild Hunt Heathcliff wasn't our best pick for here.
직접 알게 함이라.
Oh, this is really not going well for me.
지금이다. 해골바가지 거미 대가리. 무지하니까.
So who needs that extra SP the most? Oh, I think I'll just throw this at you to finish you off. It's really annoying that he missed his shot with the butterflies because he really could have used it.
나아가주게.
기적해 찾아낸 내 죄는 내가 알아서 처리한다. 내 죄는 내가 알아서 처리한다.
Okay, that's actually a good rhyme shank because it's hitting everyone. So I think I actually want to have you use Body Sack so you can pick up some strength and haste.
고작 터뜨려주지.
모두가 너를 잊어도 반드시 되찾을 거다.
The problem is that early on this team doesn't have good momentum because if we lose more class, they have enough power that in an average roll they win.
얼어버리면 아플 필요도 없어서.
Mind you, this one's about to explode, so we have to do something about that. 23. We're gonna have to seriously skullbust this one. There's no other way around it. Yeah, Ishmael losing so many clashes, she doesn't actually have any trim account to spend on getting her stat bonuses. It's very not good.
터뜨려주지.
Maybe I should have brought Butler Forced after all, just so I could have Fluid Sac.
기좋게 차려졌지 않나. 거 맞는 거야. 얼어가지. 정신 못 차릴 거야. 파쇄 완료.
6 turns isn't bad, but we have to hit 7. I think the actual goal would be to make him team captain so he can get extra attacks off, but I don't know. Wait, no. You go for this one. Iseng goes for this one because we desperately need this one to be dead, like, immediately.
대가리 딱 떼도.
편히 쉬시게.
In fact, he might also be a good option for team captain, so he can get that skill 3 out more often, and a lot more reloads.
해골 바가지 거미 대가리. 자!
Okay, making an assumption that she can finish this one off because it's 72. Max of 72, minimum of 24. It'll at least stagger, but this is turn 7, so we really can't muck about. Assume that Contempt Ore is going to finish off this one. Yes, it will, so we don't need to worry there. As long as we achieve enough resonance. Which actually might be a bit tricky, isn't it?
나아가주게.
흩뿌려져라. 주악의 모든 시선이 이끌릴지. 파쇄 완료.
We sought love and compassion from them.
벗어날 수 있었을지.
Yep, the easy mode is you not knowing better.
착각하지 마라. 해파 거태. 내 놈들 덕분에 내가 강해진 게 아니다. 내가 강하기에 내 놈들을 휘두르는 거지.
I'm definitely gonna have to puzzle over how to make this one an actually proper clear and... Oh, I see now. We have to deal it 8 times to a single enemy. That's a bit trickier. Okay, let me have a look at the... That one actually might need you to take a solo character that inflicts a lot of sinking, which is probably Mola Ishmael. Although you could always go for... The thing... It wouldn't necessarily be Ryoshu because she focuses into bleed. And bleed depends on enemy rolls. There's also the fact that the enemies will eventually tick down to 0 and explode, so we wouldn't be able to do that. This is something I'll have to puzzle a bit over. But anyway, until next time guys, take care, I'll see you all around.
점심 식사를 하고 오지는 않았어. 총구에서 나비의 탄환이 발사되는 것이 아니오. 총이 향한 좌표에 산 나비와 죽은 나비들이 피어날 따름이요.